as we end our lovely day for the empowered women, men, and theys who are curious of when you have masculine and feminine and the 5D Mystic Enlightenment Soul Age group can share with you all about it as anyone who has secure attachment, a differentiated self. So in your brain, you don't have nightmares, meaning that you don't think thoughts in a way of it being negative or positive. You don't feel feelings in a way of it being negative or positive. You know you're human. Real boy, real girl, real they. So it's called I have a integrated brain, and that's where it's easy to do emotions and thoughts because we want to, not because we have to. In fact, the people who don't want to are the people who I've noticed don't actually learn about themselves. So this is where I do support people who want to be their self, as you have been finding out more and more. Self-help, personal development taken seriously means you want to do emotions and thoughts. Otherwise, you're not doing anything seriously. Okay, and disengaging from the story. So we're going to move into, let me think, when you have groups of people. I know Pinocchios with wooden bodies and ears and tails, and some are donkeys and some are turning into it and some aren't, and some are just wooden. And some are Cuscos and they're all really the same, and squirrels. So that every time I'm using any one except for Pacha, those are adaptive children, maladaptive child behavior. So it's all people who can make use of good therapy, and good therapy plus personal development eventually. They don't do personal development and then they just say, you know, Pinocchio, half-ass, or Cusco. I mean, really, they say a person that is an adaptive child behavior who continues to have this idea and this feeling. Okay, so that's the thing. It's not just the thoughts. It's self-doubt, inner critic, outer critic. I mean, I'm just going to use stories. I was a teenager and told my girlfriends, why are you being so dramatic? I don't understand. They told us, and there are plenty of fish in the sea. What's the deal? Yes, sadness happens. Doesn't mean that it's the end. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why with Twin Flames, we don't have a saga or a drama, the 5D Mystic. We also don't have other people making up the rules, by the way. Yeah, the only ones who need a rule book are teenagers, because that's where they're following a crowd called Peter Pan. Who's the cool person out there? Who's my superhero cape? Who's my supervillain? Anyone who needs to look at someone else to copy them is a person who's still not their self. Okay, so you being yourself means use your human name. Your human name has thoughts and emotions. Your self lens is most important of all. When you want that, you feel empowered with what you're going to hear on IHP. When you don't want it, you're going to not feel empowered. You're just going to keep talking, which is okay. You can stick out 10 minutes you want. You don't have to, okay? But I will notice. Why? Because I'm a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm a conscious human being. My self is whole. Her name's Maria. And I learned how to share the floor, which is also why I can share people as well. In our polyamory crew, we don't have masochists. No, the only people who will remain masochists in any way, shape, or form and who would allow any type of physical harm to them to come, well, after all of the years of attachment trauma information, I can talk about re-traumatization, because when it comes to sex therapists, there's not enough data for when we want to talk about the neurodivergent and neuroatypical. So if I need to break something down with data, I know how to, versus doing Wendy's and Peter Pan's, which in fact is not where I'm going with anything. I support people to be their self. I know what being a human being means, and I know what a 0-1-year-old did not want ever, because I'm a 0-1-year-old. And I know attachment trauma and data, neuroscientists again. So I know neurotypical, neuroatypical, and I understand that when it comes to neuroatypical, that they're still looking into the academic sex therapist people. They don't have enough data to make any type of analysis and so touch. Okay, so when we're talking about that, this is where it's very clear to me. When we have people who do not know how to navigate out of their modulated embodied self nervous system, so that's sympathetic, that they don't know how yet to be in their ventral vagal consistently. This is very specific because the biochemistry of a restorative embodiment, look it up, and then look up the embodied modulated self biochemistry. Look up social engagement system chemistry, then look up what sympathetic is, fight, flight. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it there, which is why, as I said, I know where to find data and how to talk about it if I wanted to. So with that being said, when you begin to share with people information like this, and you begin to see them twitch and turn, and then they want to keep sharing whatever tragic story or whatever story in general, you know you have a storyteller, which is a 3-year-old with a 16-year-old who knows what their life is going to be already. They have all the things figured out, which, by the way, I know about my life too, but in a very different way. Okay, because this is where the external can look the same. Somebody come to me, say, hey, I know everything about it. No, you don't. Well, I can see. So the part about how you feel and think life. Life meaning your life, okay? When you wake up in the morning, how do you think and feel? I think and feel, wow, thank you. I woke up. I'm so happy that I woke up. Oh my gosh, I get to spend a whole day here on earth with my lovely family, my herd. That's not boring in a body. That's secure attached. It's wow. So no, don't bring to me any of nightmare movies, terror. No, none of that. That's not entertaining. It's not even intellectually stimulating. It's very much for a person who also, for me, I care about humanity. Anytime I see any of these movies at this point, I just think of all the trauma and all people who are living Pinocchio with ears and tails. So it's not humorous. I mean, I'll laugh, but doesn't make me smile. I just think of Albert Einstein, stay away from all the negative people. They have a problem for every solution. So essentially, my joy is to learn educational material from smart people and then to be around those who love being alive and therefore those who know secure attachment, not those who actually think that there's something awesome about people who re-traumatize themselves or that want to give me some bullshit story about imagination and evil. There's no imagination, there's education. And again, I just gave you an analysis, which is pretty straightforward to me because I'm an embodied brain. So I know exactly why I won't be around a person and they won't want to be around me. A person who has a level of stuff from within, they will not want to be around my ventral vagal nervous system. It's not about protection. The way that the 4D talk about it, it's that the inner world of that human being is screaming bloody murder anytime they're near anything that reminds them of love because they didn't have it. So that's not really funny. The ones who have the wiggle room, again, I noticed them. And so then they're the ones who want to be their self and they enjoy insight. And they enjoy Dr. Daniel Fox, Dr. Daniel Siegel, Peter Levine, Bessel van der Kolk, Stephen Porges. They enjoy doing yoga. They enjoy doing mindfulness. They enjoy doing journaling. They enjoy moving into their authentic self. They enjoy moving out of hellhole from their body. They enjoy moving out of a wooden body, which is a body, not a wooden body. It's an emotional body. They enjoy getting to their mammalian heritage because that's what their 0-1-year-old, like mine and yours, wanted, according to data people, not people who use philosophical, religious, ancient textbooks and ancient Jungian, Freudian, whoever it is that before the 1970s didn't know about our embodied brain. So if you want to believe in people who don't believe in new information, hey, nobody's going to stop you there. But I do know the difference between a real boy, real girl, real day. They have ears to hear and they understand what knowledge is and how data builds. It's not about what you like or don't like. It's about what you know to be true. So when you understand how your body works, it's because you begin to create a relationship with it, the mind as well. And that's because you can contain emotions, thoughts, knowing they're not irrefutable facts. None of it is. You don't need to do in and out group. Why? Because a decent human being knows we're all humans. And so personal development, self-help, we create relationships together that are of healthy self-worth, respecting each other's differences, but not bullshitting about this thing of evil, demonizing, romanticizing. No, none of that. Codependent relationships are for the people who maintain their inner child without becoming an inner child adult. It's their stuff, not ours. We have inner child adults, so healthy self-worth, that's what we do here. And then we get to support the people who need a little bit of an extra boost to get into their VBS because they didn't have the safe haven, secure base attachment figure. They didn't have a human being with healthy self-worth boundaries to talk in their face and then say, I love you with the body and the mind. So when people want to return home to themselves, that's when you're going to see them with 5D mystics, enlightenment soul age group, functional adults. They're not going to do laundry in the body. They're going to say, I want emotions and thoughts. And the ones who are like, oh, okay, it's a little scary. Well, it's okay. It's okay. We'll take it slow. We'll take it slow. And that's the people that actually, they already know who they are. I love it. I love it. Come and join us so that we can share more of what love is. It's all of us grown-ups who know that we don't follow Peter Pan's or Wendy's and we follow data people. come and join us.